Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing bad manners in public. This is something I've dealt with for a long time living out here in Asia, and a lot of my Asian friends they think I'm out of my mind. But when it comes to the Western side, there's a lot of things that annoy us. And today I want to go over 3 or 4 different things that I find as pet peeves in what happens in the public. So with that, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. It means a lot. And the question below, let me know what is your biggest pet peeve. And with that, let's get into the first thing.
Yeah, on the way out of there, I literally looked her right in her eyes and I said, "Yo, bare feet on the table in public is gnarly." She was like, took her feet down right away and was like, "Oh, really?" I was like, "Yeah, that's gnarly." She was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I was like, "Have a nice day." Just walked out the door. Ugh, that was a way to break the silence in the coffee shop. But fuck, bring back shame, nigga. Public shaming, bring that shit back. Some people need to be shamed, bro. 'Cause I was just like, "What are you doing? Just have some decorum, my nigga."
So, if you haven't guessed already, the first one is people putting their feet on everything. Living out in Southeast Asia, Vietnam, Thailand, Cambodia, even in Laos, people put their feet on everything: chairs, tables, walls. You'll see taxi drivers passed out in the back of their car during lunchtime, which is fine, but their feet are hanging out the window. It's almost like people in Asia are allergic to the ground. It just drives me up the wall. For me, it's a hygienic thing. Who set the tone to put your feet on the table that you eat at? Or put your feet on chairs, your dirty feet, mind you, where people sit? It makes no sense to me. From where you're from, what do you guys do? Do you guys actually confront him like dude did, or you just kind of go to the other table and ignore the guy? But the next big thing that drives me at the wall, the big pet peeve, is people talking on their speakerphones loud, or they're just scrolling through TikTok on full blast. I deal with this almost everywhere in Asia. It's insane. You sit down at a restaurant, you got the father, the mother, the 2 kids, 3 kids, all on a phone, scrolling through TikTok, can't even stay on the same video longer than like 40 seconds. And it's just full blast, all of them. So with that, let me show you a couple examples. And these are more Western, but they still hold the point.
Something that gets on my nerves real bad is when people be in public with their speakerphone on, having a conversation on speakerphone, watching a video or what the fuck ever on their phone with the volume turned all the way up. Why don't you have headphones? Like, I just don't understand. And I'm not sure why that gets on my fucking nerves so bad. And it annoys me twice as much when it's grown-ups doing it. It's like kids I expect to do that stupid shit, and their parents let them do it too because they just tune it out. So of course they don't hear it no more because they spend all day trying to ignore their kids. But that shit gets on my nerves.
Just yelling on their phones. I don't understand. And it's nothing even bad. It's not like a dispute. It's just like, hey, how's the weather? Hey, what's your PIN number? I forgot. It's wildly out of control. And it's for every reason. I remember growing up, if somebody's yelling on their phone, somebody's getting hurt, right? At home or something like that. The son's in trouble, the husband's in trouble, the wife's in trouble. Somebody's in trouble. Now it's to ask how the weather is. It's mostly adults in Asia that do this loud TikTok, loud Facebook reels, or whatever they call them, yelling on their phones about nothing. It's insanity, man.
I just want to say this really grinds my gears, okay, and chaps my ass. I hate when people are having full-fledged conversations in public places like stores, okay? Speakerphone, and then get mad when somebody is listening. Bitch, you invited us, and I'm vested now. I want to know why he did that, why he do it. So Run it back. Who is that to you? I want to know. Now, I might not ask, but I'm for damn sure finna listen, because if you gonna be on speakerphone with the juicy gossip, I gotta hear it now. I'm here. Don't act like you got a problem when you didn't have a problem putting your business in the streets. Get off of speakerphone. Invest in you some headphones. There's too many of those companies out here, especially on the TikTok shop, giving away headphones for nothing. And you out here got the nerve to be mad that you got people in your business. I'm in it because you put me in it. You invited us. We all want to know. It's a collective. You don't like it? Get off speakerphone. Because it grinds my gears anyway.
And this is the big part. I don't know how this happens in the West. Apparently it happens now. But out here, when I was living in Vietnam, I could understand what they're saying on the phones. It was almost always gossip. That's all it was. Miss Nguyen did that. Miss Shuang did that. Somebody did something. Oh my God, what do we do? It's always nonsense. Like I said, growing up, if you heard somebody at McDonald's yelling on their phone, you knew when they got home somebody was in trouble. Now it's just gossiping and nonsense. Get headphones. But it drives me up the wall. But there is one thing that pushes me so far. This is the pet peeve of pet peeves for me. And that is eating with your mouth open.
So I didn't realize the way I chewed was really weird. Growing up in China, I thought it was normal because all my relatives did it. So I asked my dad about it, and here's what he said. 哎，爸爸，吃饭张着嘴嚼东西不好吗？
孔子说过，食不语，吃饭的时候不应该说话，也不应该出声的。
那为什么妈妈全家都是这样的呀？
妈妈家不太讲究，爸爸家管得严一点，因为你奶奶呀，文革前是一个地主家的千金。
那你怎么不跟我说一声啊？我活到现在这样多丢脸啊！
哦，
妈妈，你知道吗？
One thing I've noticed out here in Asia is table manners are not a thing. I'm not trying to be mean to the Southeast Asia. These are just pet peeves. But it is crazy to me that every one of my pet peeves, and ironically, these were pet peeves before I moved to Asia, they're all in the same spot. And it's such a magnitude. And finally, what do I see when I see people eat like this?
I
was checking out one of the comments and it says, it's just bad manners. And when I grew up, bad manners, table manners were something that was taken quite seriously. When you do stuff like this, you are kind of insulting the family, or you're making at least your family look kind of bad and bad-mannered and bad parents in general. So you let me know, what are your thoughts about the whole eating with your mouth open? Is that a pet peeve for you, or is that something that you like to do? For me, I hate seeing the food chewed. I hate hearing about it. And how do people chew soup? Because somehow people manage to do it out here as well. And this brings us to the very last thing, dragging your feet. I've always been told, and this is by my stepfather, and this is by teachers in gym class, football, whatever, somebody that drags their feet are weak. They don't have any self-esteem, right? You hear about the alpha males talking about, be a man, be an alpha, pick up your feet, right? As much as alphas are weird, Andrew Tate's and all them, they got a point. And it drives me up the wall because you're walking. I love going to the track and running. And all I hear is from like 20 different people. Why can't we pick up our feet? But before we get into the actual, I want to show you a little Chinese something about what they believe with the whole feet thing. Because we've already seen in Chinese culture, Asian culture, chewing with your mouth open is already considered poor manners and not royalty. But what about feet dragging?
Dragging your feet is a sign of losing energy and letting wealth slip away. Do you know anyone like this? When they walk, their feet barely leave the ground, like they're dragging their shoes. You can hear them coming from far away. If someone can't even lift their feet when they walk, it shows they lack energy and spirit. As the old saying goes, strength starts from the ground. If you can't even lift your feet. Where will you find the drive to make money? It also shows a person may not be sharp or efficient in getting things done. When it's time to make a decision, they hesitate. When it's time to take action, they drag their feet. Nothing hurts your money lot more than hesitation. When opportunity comes, you're still delaying. By then, someone else has already taken the money. That's why the older generation says, drag your feet and you leak both energy and wealth. Your energy, mindset, and the ability to take action are revealed in the way you walk.
Drag your feet means to be slow or lazy. And that's something I grew up with. Like, whenever you're falling behind, you didn't get your homework done, you were not getting a new job or something like that, we always said you were dragging your feet, meaning you're just being lazy or something like that. So when you see, or I see somebody physically dragging their feet, I think low energy. I also think annoying. And plus, you're going to have to buy new shoes all the time. You're dragging your feet, literally.
Why are you dragging your feet when you walk? You need to pick your feet up like this and not drag it when you walk. And if you drag your feet and you're with me, I'm walking away from you.
It's funny to see that she's so stressed about the idea, but I totally get it. Again, dragging your feet, it's just such a weird thing. I remember growing up in elementary, secondary school, and if you dragged your feet, your teacher said, pick up your damn feet, right? If we were walking in a store, my mother would be like, pick up your damn feet. If I'm doing it in the military, soldier, what's wrong with you? Pick up your feet. Somebody is always telling us to pick up our feet. And I think maybe this is a cultural difference. A lot of these things are table manners and just common sense. And when you come to Asia, it's not really normal, but we've already seen that Buddha, traditional Buddha people, Confucius, all of them already had these types of rules in set. They're just not being followed no more. Why is it? I don't know. But we can see in the comments, my fifth grade teacher used to yell at us if we dragged our feet. She is the reason I don't feet drag. And I love how they give it a term, feet draggers. And finally, isn't that a horrible sound? I hate the sound of people dragging their feet. I do not know why. This is actually a pet peeve that I don't really understand why it frustrates me to no end, but it literally does. Maybe it was just growing up and people saying don't do it. And my mindset, if I hear somebody dragging their feet, I don't want to deal with them.
You feet draggers need to start picking up y'all feet. I don't want to hear your feet slipping and sliding, scraping on the ground. Like, explain to me, who wounded you? Did you just come back from war? Because I know you ain't break no bone in your lower body, because then you would be in the cast probably on bed rest. And then you got the nerve to wear slippers. I don't want to be in no department store, in no mall. I don't care if it's quick run. Put on some shoes and pick up your feet. You walking around, it just sounds like you a mopey person, like you depressed, like you giving off bad depressed energy. Because you in the mall or you in the department stores walking around slipping your feet on the floor. I'll be damn near ready to just trip y'all. I don't know why. Something about y'all not picking up y'all feet. I want to just stick something in front of you so you can trip over. Like your feet so low to the ground that you probably couldn't even slip on a banana if it was in front of you. The only exception is people with a disability. If you got a disability, you can drag your feet. But to you people that's fully able, pick up your feet.
And you hear on this, he's talking about disabled. I totally understand that. And I know there's going to be some people saying, well, you know, I was in the war, or I got hurt, I got in a car accident. I totally understand that. We are totally talking about, or at least I'm talking about, people that can willingly walk. And they decide, hey, let's drag our feet everywhere. And that's what takes us to the comments. This puts me in such rage sometimes. I have to run out of the store. Employees that shuffle around the store, I want to scream, pick up your effing feet. It puts me in such a rage, and I'm not even sure why. And this is the same with me. I was actually at a store yesterday called Lucky Store. And there was like 7 or 8 staff stocking up the shelves. And 3 of them were just like, it was like, bro, pick up your, like, it got me so frustrated. I couldn't decide on what packet of Kool-Aid to buy. It was so annoying. And finally, it's funny. I feel like I've said that often. Pick up your feet, tie your shoes, and pull up your pants. Very simple stuff, man. All right, guys. So that's what I got for you today. So let me know in the comments below, what pet peeve drives you up the wall? And what do you actually do about it? Help me out, because there's sometimes I just want to start throwing shoes at people and kicking tables over. But hey, I control myself, but I would love to have a more sane way of dealing with this. And with that being said, make sure you hit that like button. It helps out a great deal, guys. It really does. And if you want to check out our next video here, YouTube thinks that you'll like it. And with that, guys, I will see you in the next video.